Virgo, September. Virgo, this is your month. This is the month of your new moon in Virgo. We're in Virgo season, a mutable earth sign ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury's just coming out of retrograde. And so this retrograde started in the sign of Virgo. Mercury was in the sign of Virgo, its own sign, where it's at its highest and best, the analyzer, Virgo. So then the Mercury retrograde happened, and Mercury moved back into Leo. So the planet of communication was in the dramatic showman sign of Leo, right? But now it moved back into Virgo. So now we're kind of going back over all the ground that was going on since the end of July. And we have a clearer outlook on it. We have a better understanding. And our conversation with ourself can be more clear. Okay, so up until about September 11th, we'll all still be processing that Mercury retrograde. Okay, now we have the new moon on the 2nd, and so this is an ignited time for you, Virgo. This is your time. You know, new moons in general are for us to place our order, to get clear, to ask the universe for what we want so that we can grow it with the cycle of the moon. But for Virgo, this is going to be even more so for you because this is your new moon of the year. Okay. Now you do have a square going on with the mutable sign of Pisces. So we've got Neptune and Saturn in Pisces. And so there's kind of like this intersection, right? Where your sun in Virgo kind of is here at this intersection with Neptune and Saturn. Everybody wants something so that there's not a head on, or I guess that wouldn't be head on, but from the side kind of collision, right? So we have to think about what everybody needs. And Saturn wants you to show up and to take care of your responsibilities and to think about the big picture and long-term success. Because Virgo, sometimes you can get caught up in like the everyday details, and Saturn wants you to look at the big picture. Now, it's in the sign of Pisces, which I've talked about a few times as kind of a funny spot for it because Pisces is so the opposite to me of showing up, right? It's kind of the creation period, the healing period, the stepping back period. So Saturn wants you to really reflect on these things. And then we've got Neptune also in its own sign of Pisces hanging out there at the last degrees. And so there's some look here. You got to take some time out to look at the bigger picture, to dream, to create, to heal. Okay, we can't forget about that. Now, there's also a square with Jupiter in the mutable sign of Gemini, and Jupiter brings luck and blessings. It also brings expansion, and it's going to make things big. So let's envision good things being made big, okay? And speaking of good things, there's this lovely trine with the planet Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, an earth sign. And so there's a possibility here for huge change, especially in aspects of career, of long-term standing in this world. This could be investments. This can be purchases of land. This is the kind of stuff that's trining right now, okay? Pluto rules other people's money. Now we also got a trine going on with Uranus, that unpredictable wow planet in the earth sign of Taurus, okay? So there's a lot of opportunity for unexpected monies. There's a lot of opportunity for change. But you have to look at the big picture, and you also have to chill and heal and relax and take that time because Saturn and Neptune are asking for both extremes, kind of. Okay. Now, I did a little pre-reading and just to get clear for you. And the first card that came up from the Everyday Enchantment Tarot is the Page of Wands. And it looks like this kid's like running through the woods, and I don't know if they're playing a game maybe, but it looks exciting, and it looks exciting, really. Page, young energy, wands, passion. Okay, so it's kind of this message here of like, don't forget to have fun. Okay, then we've got the Hierophant that comes in, which is card number 5, a number of change. It says tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. Okay, now tradition is Saturn, right? Saturn rules like our holiday plans, Saturn, right? So our religious beliefs, in some ways, it's like our core ethics, okay? So the Hierophant is here saying tradition's important, but it doesn't have to be everything. So you may be looking at like your upcoming holiday plans, right? And maybe it's tough right now because Saturn's squaring you. So maybe you're being demanded, things are being demanded of you. Maybe certain family wants you at certain places at certain times. But it's coming in next to this card of fun and joy. Okay. Now, and it's interesting that the fun and joy is happening at night. So it's like seems like an odd time to be like out in the woods playing a game, right? But they're having fun. And so I think that's kind of interesting. All right, the Emperor shows up here. This is Aries energy, card Major Arcana number 4, Major Secret of Life card number 4. The Emperor's the boss. I like that it's a woman. She's wearing red and she's center stage. Okay, so I am is associated with with Aries. This is about you and who you are. This is about the details of the analytical details that Virgo loves, and then the bigger picture that's you're being asked to look at. Okay, but you have to kind of be a little bit healthy, selfish here. Okay, all right. So there's your pre-reading. Let's do a live reading. Let's see what comes up. Haven't looked at any of these cards yet. Working with the Cozy Witch Tarot, the Muse Tarot, and the Everyday Enchantment. Some really great ones. I use my pendulum to pick the cards for the month ahead so I can make sure that I'm in tune with what you need to know. I also have the Solitary Witch Oracle here, which is a favorite. I love the artwork in this. And we do have this in stock in Kent, Connecticut. It's a beautiful oracle deck. All right, so card number 1, the 4 of Pentacles. It says, treat yourself to something shiny every now and again. Okay, 4 of Pentacles, which is often looks like a card of saving. Okay, but this is like, yeah, maybe she saved up for something beautiful here. 4 of Pentacles, taking the time to enjoy that. Okay, now let's see, we've got the Empress. Talk about beautiful things. The Empress is Venus energy, and she rules jewelry and clothing and all the beautiful stuff, Mother Earth, nature. Okay, so there's a lot here about beauty and enjoying that, enjoying the simpleness of nature, playing in the woods at night. All right, and here's the 8 of Cups. And it's interesting how here's the pile of dirty dishes, but the moon is calling, right? The moon is pulling this person, calling this person to go out into nature. So you really want to heed that call, the nature call. That sounds like you have to go to the bathroom. I don't, maybe I need to reword that. But there's like a pull here. You're being drawn to what's real, what's natural, what really matters. You're an earth sign, Virgo. And so nature is calling for you. Okay, let's see what your oracle card is. A gentle path of inspiration. There's the moon. Looks like it's a crescent. So we might be coming either out of that Virgo new moon, right? Things are starting to grow, and it's a gentle path. I love that. Love the owl in the background. A gentle path of inspiration. So it doesn't have to be this crazy path of playing in the woods at night. It just needs to be a gentle path of inspiration, of your connection to nature. Okay, and that's probably where you're going to feel truly like yourself as an earth sign, right? All right, so there's a lot here about the downtime, the quiet time. And I was talking a lot about Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. And like to me, it's that dream time, right? I was talking earlier in another reading about how I spend a lot of time like in my shop in Kent, Connecticut, but I do it from home. I envision the space, right? And I spend a lot of time in that creation mode in my mind. And other people might just think I'm daydreaming or whatever, but I'm there. I'm in my space. I'm feeling it. I'm playing with ideas. I'm moving things around. Keep in mind, I have a lot going on in Virgo's house. Now, Virgo is that rearrange, moving things around, trying to find the best way. Okay. So it's important for you to take that creative space to just envision, to feel, because Virgo, you tend to like precision. You really do. You're very analytical. So make sure that you give yourself the time for that. Okay. Now let's go week by week here using this cute little Golden Art Nouveau Tarot minis. And let's see what you need to know week by week. This September, your month. Week 1, 10 of Pentacles. There's a lot there. There's a lot of value. It's interesting. Came up here by treat yourself. Maybe you've been saving money for something and it's saying, yeah, it's okay. You don't have to save everything. You can allot monies to spend on yourself. Here's the 5 of Cups on week 2. Looks like there's a little bit of emotion spilled out there. There's a change of emotion. Okay. Make sure you're tending to yourself. The Empress, right? The Empress is usually seen pregnant. I'm talking about the Empress that's underneath this card. She's usually seen pregnant. So she has to nurture herself, right? She has to take care of that baby, that project, whatever you're giving birth to. Make sure that you are giving yourself the emotional support that you need, which might just be rest. Week 3, I think that might be the Knight of Wands. Okay, and he's a man with a red jacket on, and then back here you got somebody with a red jacket on. All right, so red, and then, back here, and then more red. All right, so there's a lot of things about, like, I think of wearing red, like, to be, like, visible, to say, like, front and center, I'm the one you're looking for, right? So there's something here, it's almost like beginning of the month. There's some like treating yourself. Maybe you treat yourself to a relaxing weekend. Okay. Here you gather up your energy. There's some spilled emotions. Maybe you just need to recover a little bit, take your time. And then it looks like you perk up by week 3. Week 4, 10 of Wands. So there's a lot. You're carrying a lot of responsibility. Okay. But 10 is a shift. So there's something being put down. You started with a 10 on week 1. 10 of Pentacles, you end with the 10 of Wands at the end of the month. So there's a lot going on. Make sure that there is rest on week 2, kind of revitalized on week 3. And then week 4, you're ready to put down a few responsibilities. That's the way that I'm seeing that. Okay. Now I'm going to move these cards out of the way so we can open up this calendar here for the month of September, because I'm getting a lot of requests lately to bring the charms back. So I'm going to use this calendar. I'm going to give you some great dates for the month of September that you can use, power days. Okay, so pull out this big punch bowl of charms. Look at that. I mean, how often do I really make punch to need a punch bowl? It's perfect for charms. Okay, let's see what we got. Just going to throw some right on here. So, wow, that's a lot. All right, we're going to roll some of these dice to give some dates also. All right, let's see here. Lots towards the end of the month. Week on the 2nd, we have an H and a black stone of some sort. I think not sure if that's hematite, what that is, but there's a black stone with the letter H. On the 3rd, we have a little battleship. Let's see what letters we have here. You know, we're just looking to make words, make names, initials. And I have, what do I have? Oh, I got an H, a V, an O, an A, a U, an O, an R, an L. Okay. Really? L-O-V. Do we have an E? I don't see any E's. We almost had love. All right. So most of the activity, we've got some things here over on the 15th. We've got some kind of charm here. It looks like Jesus. Okay. And then we got another one that looks like Mary, I think, on the 15th, which is interesting that that's a Sunday. So I don't know if you go to church. I got another symbol for Mary over here on the 14th. Looks like it's a big weekend here, 13th, 14th, 15th, okay? So I don't know if you go to church with somebody or do some religious something on a Sunday, but the 15th, you don't want to miss that day, okay? Now, on the 13th, you got a snake and a dragonfly. It's an interesting creature. Snake is often associated with Scorpio. I don't know what a dragonfly would be, but I know it has a 360 view, right? So there's some visibility, understanding, and then the snake has a deep understanding, right? So power days, it looks like the 2nd, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, into the 16th. We get over here onto the 18th, we have a 0 or an O and fortune cookie that says, great, you're ready for a party on the 18th of September. Then we go towards the 20th. We have an R with a guitar. And then there's a lot here on the 26th and 27th. A U, an A, looks like a birthday cake, another O, and oh, it's funny. I just totally got my mother's initials, who was a Virgo. Interesting. Okay, so AUO and this another fortune cookie that says, what does this say? It says, look for someone's strength instead of weakness. Okay, there on the 26th. Now, if you remember, if you listen to the month ahead for September, there was a lot going on around the 25th, 26th, 27th. There was a lot of consolidated energy. Okay, so definitely the 26th, but be very careful because it's very powerful and you want good outcomes. Okay, so you've got a power day here on the 26th. Down here on the 3rd and 4th of October, you got a high heel on the 3rd, an L on the 4th, a little pearl down here, and then we also have a dog tag. Okay, we got a moose button that fell to the side and the number 4, and then we rolled on the dice Venus, Virgo in the 3rd house. Okay, Venus, relationships, especially the one with yourself, love, anything of value, and in the sign of Virgo. So that's a little, you have to be careful with Venus and Virgo. I know personally I have Venus in Virgo's house. We can be really nitpicky on ourselves, right? And you did get the fortune cookie that said, look for someone's strength instead of someone's weakness. And I think this is your own. So be really gentle on yourself this month. 3rd house is the house of your local community. It's the house of communication. Okay, so you got to watch how you speak to yourself primarily and to others. Okay, now based on the dice rolling Venus rules 2 signs, right? It rules Taurus and it rules Libra. And we know the moon will be in the sign of Libra starting on Wednesday, September 4th right at lunchtime through the 5th, 6th into the very early morning of the 7th. Power times for you. Now, we also rolled Gemini and Virgo. So you know the Virgo new moon was on the 2nd. So you're really going through this power time right in the beginning of the month. Okay, the first week really is a great powerful time for you. Then we move into, let's see, you got Gemini and we're also looking for Taurus, and they follow each other, so you get another chunk of time there too, starting on Friday the 20th, 5:03 a.m. through the 21st, 22nd, and into the 23rd, 24th until 10:50 a.m. Power times for you, Virgo. Have a fabulous month, a gentle path to inspiration.